seen blasting Fetty Wap in a flying car by no less than 7 muggles.
Why is it so funny, bro?
It just is, dude.
Scooby-Doo Dracula
Breeding with
shit.
Bigfoot, a smutty fantasy romance. Okay, I'm on Wattpad. I found 5 sexy Bigfoot short stories.
Sexy Bigfoot short stories. Like, who was the first person to be like, you know what would be funny is if we put
When we pull up to places in random movies, we have Fetty Wap. Oh my god. Dude, it is going.
Alright.
Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ScareMetender Storytime. This is where two brothers, Will, Tanner,
we tell stories.
we tell stories.
That we didn't write.
No, we didn't. We did not write them. We will give credits to every writer that we do. If you have any stories and you're a fan of the show, submit them in the comment section or DM us. I mean, we'll answer.
Yeah, I'll answer. I'm not doing.
We're not big city. We're not big cattin'.
We're not
Showtime and nobody.
We're not big city slickers like this girl in this Bigfoot story.
Yeah.
We're live.
We're live. Late breaking. So this little story is called Wild Shadows.
Is this a Reddit?
This is a ChatGPT one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
A little spicy and. Well, what am I looking for? Find the words for me.
Erotic fiction?
Oh. What is?
I think that's it.
Let's get into it.
Erotic Bigfoot lore.
Wild Shadows. The city lights flickered outside the thick glass windows of a high-rise, their brightness a sharp contrast to the heavy darkness inside. Lena, fresh off the plane from New York, was adjusting to the settling stillness of the small town. The air was thick.
They say where she just got off the plane to?
Nope.
It says where she came from, but not where she is.
No. She's from the big city.
I'm going to assume, since this is Bigfoot we're talking about, I'm picturing...
Pennsylvania, West Virginia.
No, I'm picturing... What?
Colorado.
What you just drove?
The Appalachians?
That's North Carolina. I'm picturing, like, Oregon, Washington. That's like Bigfoot fucking...
Is Bigfoot in Oregon?
Yeah, the original Bigfoot sighting was from Oregon.
Oh.
He's been seen all over, different variations, as you know, but mostly...
Well, he's a fucking interdimensional portal hopper.
Not,
with magic powers. Either way...
There's a Chicago hot dog vendor named Bigfoot.
Dude, I think I saw a couple Bigfoots walking down the streets of Charleston. One of them had a damn coffee mug with a banana peel in it. And... It was just
that's
it could have been a homeless. It was a homeless guy.
Dude,
that's the professor.
Side story: when I lived in Charleston, probably about 10 years ago now, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 10 years ago, I lived in Charleston for 2 years, and when I lived there, there was this homeless man that professed to be a professor or a doctor. He used to be a doctor, a chiropractor. So a lot of the students would let him fucking crack their backs on the street.
That's not cool.
No, not at all.
You could seriously mess somebody's back up doing that.
Right, and so the story going around was that, and never got a name on the person this happened to, or if this was even factual, but somebody said that he cracked this girl's back, and she ended up paralyzed.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So don't let strange
people proclaiming to be doctors crack your back.
No, never. It's insane. But anyway, back to the story.
Oh my god. The air was thick, the kind that wrapped around her like a wet cloth. She wasn't sure why'd she come. Maybe the mountains called to her, or maybe she was just running from her past. The old house she rented, tucked between the trees too thick to let in much light, felt more like a refuge than a place of residence. Still, the loneliness crept in, sharp and insistent. The first night she heard it, it was a whisper. Footsteps. The unmistakable sound of something heavy moving through the underbrush. She thought it was an animal at first. Oh, I thought you made a sound, but it was like a burp.
No, it was a burp.
But the hair on her neck stood up when the moon cast a long shadow that didn't seem quite right. Curiosity pulled her outside. It was there, in the flickering light of the moon, that she saw him. Not a bear, not a man, but something more. He was tall, towering over her, with thick dark fur covering his broad frame. His eyes glowed, amber, like the molten gold, and they pierced through the space between them. Bigfoot.
The
space
between.
The space between us. I don't even know if that's a song, but...
No, there's a song though by like the Dave Matthews Band that's like, the space between. I can't understand anything else he says because I can never understand what the fuck he's saying in his songs.
I like Dave Matthews.
You ever seen his fucking video where it's like, this motherfucker, he has no songs where he needs to dance this hard?
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
fucking
he's
he's getting fucking down, Bo, on the stage. You know who really likes Dave Matthews? Middle-aged white guys.
This was Bigfoot. The Bigfoot.
The one.
To Sam Squanch. He was close enough now that she could see the movement of his chest as he breathed. Deep and measured. Hard. Cold exterior. Handsome.
Handsome?
She had no fear, though. Only an intense heat that fluttered in her chest.
I'm picturing him looking like Beast from Beauty and the Beast, 'cause that's the only way I could see a woman wanting to fuck this thing.
You would rather fuck Beast than Bigfoot?
Dude, there's definitely an alarming amount of women who are probably more attracted to Beast in beast form than Beast in human form in the Disney film.
That's alarming.
Women are freaks, dude.
Women are freaks too, people.
Women are people.
Women are people.
Women are people freaks.
Listen up, sheeple. Women are freaks.
And boys, too. Anyway.
Nice try, Super Diddler Diddy.
Nice try, Diddy. I always see that listed on fucking videos that have nothing to do with anything
and
strange.
Then what's weird about that is every comment will say that, bro.
Really?
Who are you? Who are you? She whispered. The creature stepped closer. His massive form seemingly...
Please don't change the story.
His massive form... Okay. His massive form seeming to fill the space, but his eyes never left hers. He wasn't just any cryptid. He was alive. Pulsing. With energy. With something primal.
Pure energy.
Pure energy.
I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide.
Pure energy.
I want to know what your weenie's thinking. There are some things it can't hide.
I'm thinking of him.
Yes, sir.
His lips parted just a fraction. A low growl rumbled in his chest. Though it wasn't the sound of a threat, it was something else. Raw. Something that made Lena's heart skip.
Something raw in his throat. God damn.
You don't belong here, she said.
She said that?
He's
in the woods.
Though her voice was barely above a breath. Sorry. You don't belong here.
She's in his fucking domain.
Bigfoot tilted his head in the way he studied her, like she was a mystery to be unraveled. Struck something deep inside
She gave
her.
me a knobber.
She knew she didn't belong here either, but something about him felt magnetic.
You think this is what happened to Peter Kane?
Exactly. The moment stretched out, thick and heady. Thick and heady? I don't know what heady is, bro.
It's
That's
like,
what
it's
it
like
says.
thick. Heady.
Okay. Like the air before storm. She took a step toward him.
I thought you misspoke for a second.
Her pulse quickening, and his massive arm moved in a fluid motion, pulling her close. His touch was rough, but it was also delicate, like he was afraid to break her. Oh my god, I'm quivering right now.
I'm all wound up.
I'm all horned up, baby. I don't know about you, but I got horned up as soon as I read the title.
Was it Strangers in the Night? Wild Shadows?
Wild Shadows.
Wild Shadows.
His growl turned into a soft rumble, vibrating through her as the space between them collapsed, the city's cold distance vanishing in the heat of his presence. She felt wild, like she could slip into the shadows with him, let him pull her deeper into the untamed forest where nothing else existed. And in that moment, under the cover of night, she knew. There was no longer just a city girl. She was a part of this wild world, bound by something deeper than understanding. And Bigfoot? He was hers to discover. In the quiet dark, their connection was primal, their bodies moving in time with the heartbeat of the earth. The city had never felt so far away. Dark, sexy.
That's it? I like it. You know what I think we should do? Let's do... different cryptid,
Yeah.
erotic, and just compare.
My phone is almost gonna die.
I'm gonna do.
And we have to use the charger port for the ring.
I'm gonna do Lizard Man.
Okay, cool. So what I typed in so that the audience can know at home as well is I literally typed in short romantic fanfic about Bigfoot and a new girl on the block, comma, big city girl, comma, dark and sexy.
Title: The Lizard Man and the Man Who Couldn't Help Himself.
And make sure you narrate it
Yeah,
whatever. I'm not great, but you're better. You know.
It was a quiet evening at the diner. George Costanza, as usual, sat in his booth, staring into his coffee.
You having a little flub? A little flubber?
Yeah. George Costanza, as usual, sat in his booth, staring into his coffee like it held the answers to his life's problems. He had just been dumped again, another failed relationship. His luck with women was abysmal. His friends, Elaine, Jerry, and Kramer, were off having their own adventures. He was alone. Then the door swung open. George didn't look. He had seen every type of person walk through the door, but tonight something felt different. "Hey, George," a deep voice rumbled. He glanced up, his eyes widening. Standing before him was a man, not just any man, but a tall, imposing figure, with smooth green scales, sharp claws, and glowing yellow eyes. He wasn't wearing a shirt, and his skin shimmered under the diner's fluorescent lights. It was the Lizard Man. No shit. The one that had been...
That's what it says?
No.
Oh.
The one that had been showing up around town recently, causing quite the stir. "What is this?" George sputtered, still in disbelief. "Is this some kind of costume? A joke? Because I don't get it. It's too much." The Lizard Man smiled, his fangs showing briefly, and slid into the booth across from George. "I get that a lot," he said in a smooth, almost velvety voice. "But trust me, it's not a costume. And no, it's not a joke either." George stared at him for a moment. "So, you're really a lizard?"
So you mean to tell me that you're a fucking lizard man?
"Indeed," the Lizard Man replied, leaning back. "But don't let that distract you. I heard you were having a rough time.
With the scales and whatnot.
And that's something I can relate to." George blinked. You've been dumped too? Lizard problems?
Wait a minute.
Lizard problems? Jerry, lizard problems? You could say that. The Lizard Man chuckled. "When you're cold-blooded, it's hard to find." You know what's funny is I feel like I'm almost giving like a certain cadence to the Lizard Man that's similar to Kramer. You could say that.
Yeah, but just make it raspy.
You could say that.
Make it sexy. Make it hot, make it sexy.
You
Hips
gotta
and
make it
nips.
sexy.
Hips and nips or I'm out.
When you're cold-blooded,
I don't eat.
it's hard to find someone who understands you. No one wants to snuggle up with a reptile. It's exhausting. George nodded, as if that made perfect sense. I get it. I really do. I mean, I get dumped all the time. But a lizard, you're... Not your typical guy. The Lizard Man interrupted, smirking. Exactly, George said, a bit too enthusiastically. No offense, but I don't think anyone wants to date a giant lizard. I mean, I can barely keep a relationship with a human woman, let alone, well, a creature from a swamp.
That's kind of fucking racist.
The Lizard Man's eyes softened. You'd be surprised how often people overlook the heart. We're more than what we look like on the outside. George stared at him, contemplating his words. There was something about the Lizard Man's calmness that made him feel understood. For once, George wasn't the oddball, the outcast, the man who couldn't make it work. For the first time in a long while, George felt like maybe, just maybe,
Okay.
he wasn't alone in the world. Maybe you're right, George said quietly. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's all about the heart. The Lizard Man leaned in slightly, his yellow eyes gleaming. Exactly. And you're not as bad as you think, George. You might have some quirks, but that's what makes you interesting. That's what makes you, well, you. George flushed, a rare smile tugging at his lips. You really think so?
You really
I
think
do,
so?
the Lizard Man replied. And who knows? Maybe there's someone out there for both of us, reptile or not. The diner felt a little warmer, the sounds of clinking silverware, murmurs of a conversation fading as George looked into the lizard man's eyes, feeling a strange comfort in his presence. For once, George didn't mind being the oddball. Maybe he wasn't as alone as he thought. It was the start of an unexpected friendship, or maybe something more. Who could say? But in a world full of complexities, George Costanza had learned something valuable that night. Even a lizard man could understand what it was like to feel like an outsider. And sometimes, that's all you need to know.
Damn. Scene.
That was
Damn,
good.
that was heartfelt, bro.
That was good, bro.
What's the name of that?
I think they both learned a little lesson. That was The Lizard Man and the Man Who Couldn't Help Himself.
So the first one, Wild Shadows.
Yeah, this was The Lizard Man and the Man Who Couldn't Help Himself. You want me to read another?
Yeah, generate one about Moth-man and who's another funny character?
Did we type in erotic fanfic? Oh, no, we did romantic fanfic. Should we do erotic?
Yeah.
Give me one. Oh.
Try it. If not, you can copy and paste the thing and then just change erotic to romantic. The Lizard Man and the Man Who Couldn't Help Himself.
Moth-man erotic fanfic. Should I do with?
With
Charlie Day.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. Oh, I don't like.
No.
Wait, I didn't like
Okay.
the one we did Scooby-Doo and Dracula.
Yeah.
Scooby. Yes?
I'm drawn to something more primal. Your innocence, your loyalty, the way you hide your fear but always rise to the challenge. It's intoxicating. Scooby-Doo, ears perk up, curious. You like me?
In 22 Jump Street. Is addicted to coke. That's like the principal's daughter or whatever.
Are you thinking about fucking the one that
Let's
was
do
in-
Jennifer Coolidge. Mothman and Jennifer Coolidge. Oh yeah, Mothman.
She was fine back in the
Oh
day.
fuck.
I'd probably still
Oh.
Oh, it won't do erotic.
She's like a okay. We'll just do romantic. Just do about Mothman and my stepfather, and then it'll go with that even without knowing
Okay, here we
any
go.
sort of prior information.
Mothman's Moonlit Love.
Okay, so are you gonna be Mothman?
Yeah, I'm gonna read the whole story.
Okay, I mean
It's
like
easier to do than just passing it back and forth. Do you want to get this one?
sure.
You can read this one since it's best. So it's Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, this one's got Mothman in it. I could really go for a hot dog right now.
really makes me want a hot dog.
This is Mothman's Moonlit Love.
Okay.
Written
I'm
by
ready.
computers.
Thank you, GBT. Thank you, Chat EBT.
Thank you, Chat ABC. When the ABC network
ABC
fucking
Mouse.
buys out. Yeah, ABC Mouse. Dude, you just got a notification for Kanye's Nazi proclaims.
Okay. He said he's a Nazi.
We'll find out next time. Mothman's Moonlit Love. The moon hung low over the sleepy town of Point Pleasant, its silver glow illuminating the dark sky. On a quiet hilltop, Jennifer Coolidge stood, her platinum blonde hair catching the breeze, her lavender dress fluttering as she gazed into the night. She had always been drawn to the mystery of the unknown. Tonight, something told her that the universe had a surprise in store for her. Suddenly, a gentle rustling of leaves broke the silence. Jennifer turned, her heart skipping a beat. Out of the shadows emerged a creature, tall, with wide, glowing red eyes. Why are they all tall? Why does it...
Because there's nothing sexy about a short man. That's what it
The
is.
short king, dude?
A short king.
They can't get any fucking short kings rustling around in bushes and whatnot?
A fucking sexy troll fanfic.
Yeah.
Leprechaun fanfiction.
Out of the shadows emerged a creature tall, with wide, glowing red eyes and enormous wings. His silhouette
His
was...
eyes were tall.
His eyes were tall.
Okay.
His silhouette was haunting yet strangely captivating. Mothman. Oh my gosh, Jennifer whispered, her voice trembling. You're real? Oh my gosh. The Mothman took a cautious step forward, towards her, his wings rustling like a soft breeze.
I've been waiting for you.
Jennifer blinked, flustered. Me? Well, that's new. I mean, though I thought... I thought maybe I'd meet a movie star on the red carpet or something. Well, not you. He let out a deep, gentle hum that almost sounded like laughter.
I'm not your typical leading man, but I think you can appreciate uniqueness.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the voice. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to fucking understand what the hell you're saying.
I'll rise it up.
Okay.
Jennifer smiled.
Rising up!
Back on my feet.
No, wait, what is it? The fucking,
To my time.
not
to my
that. The
chances.
fucking Rickety Cricket symphony that he's making.
Is this
Oh,
this isn't like
he's
a
doing-
hate speech, is it?
No, he's
Doing
it's
this?
rising up, gonna get higher. What does he say? Gonna get higher and higher.
Higher and higher. What the fuck? What is that from?
That's
I do
from
remember
fucking.
that.
That's where Rickety Cricket is making his symphony on the trash cans, bro.
It's gotta be sexy, dude. We gotta make it sexy, baby. Hips and nips.
Or I'm not eating.
Hips and nips, or I don't eat. Point blank. Oh, honey, I love Unique. Trust me. I've got a thing for mystery, especially when it involves wings.
Wings? Are they trying
It's
to say
my
Jennifer
thing.
Coolidge is like a slob?
I don't know. She's a slob for some fucking B-dubs.
For some B-dubs.
Mothman took another step closer, his wings folding in as he knelt before her, his gaze softening. I will say, they like to say that their gaze is softening and that, well, maybe it's just because it's romantic.
He's mean and then...
I've watched you for so long, Jennifer. Your kindness, your laughter, it's more than just beauty. It's light. I can feel it.
It's like some fucking Nosferatu, chaotic, horny shit.
She blushed. Her heart...
Boy died up in that pussy.
I died up in that pussy.
He fell asleep in it, dog, right in the sunlight.
I watch you.
You haven't seen the movie, bro.
Again, baby.
But at the end of... Bro, that's how he dies.
He dies in the pussy?
Bro, he fucks...
Something wrong with the pussy!
He fucks Lily Rose Depp and the sun rises on his ass and kills him. Ugh. But it's like they planned it that way.
Well, aren't you the sweet talker? I gotta admit, you've got a lot of things going for you. Those eyes, those wings, I'm practically swooning. I'm practically gooning. But you know, I'm a tough girl to win over. You're gonna have to put in a little effort. Mothman's wings fluttered nervously. Oh. Soft rustle.
What do you want from me?
She grinned. Sorry, the narrator became Jennifer for a second. She grinned, stepping closer. First off, maybe you could take me out on a date? Somewhere scenic. I'm thinking maybe a picnic on a rooftop? And you, with those wings, can fly us to the most beautiful spots. Can you do that? The Mothman seemed to hesitate.
No.
Then nodded.
Anything for you.
They stood there for a moment, the world seeming to feel oddly still, the stars above, the cool night air, and the warmth of their connection. I've never thought I'd find someone like you, Jennifer said softly. But here we are, and honestly, I think I could get used to this. Mothman gently took her hand, the tips of his penis brushing against her skin. Then let's start
with tonight. I've got a whole world to show you, Jennifer Coolidge.
She never even told him. She never even said her name.
How did he know her name?
He's seen her films.
Dude, he's a big fan.
You look just like Stifler's mom.
Mothman is a big fan of Jen Coolidge, bro.
Yeah.
Of Jenny Cools, man. Mothman's...
That's it? Damn, what a story. Alright, one last one for this segment.
I want you to be mine again, baby.
Wait, you have to log in?
Rage baiting.
All right,
Dude, I remember I can't even remember the last time I rage baited because I probably blacked out. Rage baited.
I don't think I've ever rage baited. I was angry, so I beat off.
I
Anyway,
need to get the poison out.
I gotta get the poison out.
The one-eyed snake needs to release the venom, baby.
The name of the story is Golden Green.
Golden green.
Aiden never believed in leprechauns. Not in the silly storybook sense.
Is this Aiden Ross?
No.
Oh.
Aiden, this is not a
Okay.
known. Aiden never believed in leprechauns. Not in the silly storybook sense, anyway. But when he moved to Ireland, he started hearing things. Whispers in the wind. Laughter in the woods. A flash of green just beyond the trees. One evening, while hiking near an old stone circle, he found something strange. A pile of gold coins glimmering in the twilight. "You shouldn't be touching those, lad." Aiden jumped. The voice was rich, playful, and undeniably Irish. He turned, and there...
And without a doubt, he was definitely Irish.
He is definitely Irish. He turned, and there, leaning lazily against an oak tree, was the most beautiful man he'd ever seen. He was no more than 5'5", with fiery red curls, bright emerald eyes, and a cocky smirk that promised trouble. He wore a vest over a loose white shirt, trousers tucked into boots, and a green sash at his waist. Gay? Aiden frowned. "You're joking, right? You're not actually a leprechaun." The man's smirk widened. "Oh, I am. And you, boyo, are tampering with me treasure." Aiden picked up a coin and turned it between his fingers. "You mean this obviously fake, probably plastic prop?" the leprechaun tisked. "Doubt all you like, but you've touched it now. And that means you owe me something." Aiden crossed his arms.
What does he owe you?
"And what exactly do I owe you?" The leprechaun stepped closer, his eyes glinting like sunlight on fresh clover. "A favor. That's the rule."
A nobba. You owe me one nobby, sir.
Bro, Aiden swallowed. He didn't believe in magic, but the air around this man felt different. Charged like the space between a thunderstorm and a kiss. "Fine," Aiden said, trying to sound unimpressed. "What's the favor?" The leprechaun tilted his head, considering. Then, with a slow, wicked grin, he whispered, "A kiss. Just one."
Just one.
Aiden's heart skipped. "A kiss?" The leprechaun nodded. "Just to seal the deal."
What deal are we making, sir?
Aiden hesitated. Then, before he could talk himself out of it, he leaned in. Their lips met, warm and soft, tasting like rain and Wild Things. The movie. Wild Things the movie.
Like Wild Things the movie?
Yeah. It doesn't have anything to do with this. The second their mouths touched, the world around them shimmered. The gold coins vanished. The wind sighed through the trees like it had seen this happen 1,000 times before. When Aiden pulled back, the leprechaun licked his lips, looking far too pleased with himself. "That's the problem with humans, laddie. You never read the fine print." Aiden frowned. "What fine print?" The leprechaun stepped back.
You have to suck me.
His form already fading into mist. "A kiss from a leprechaun binds your fate to his."
Oh, fuck.
His voice was teasing, but had a hint of something softer. "See you soon, love." And just like that, motherfucker flies away. Same hero, new boots. He was gone. Aiden touched his lips, still tingling. He wasn't sure what had just happened, but one thing was certain. He would be seeing that leprechaun again. And next time, he'd be the one asking for a kiss.
Hey. That was insanely gay.
Would you like a longer version or something spicier?
It can do spicier?
I think so.
I don't know if we have time for the spicier. If you want the spicy content, you gotta submit to a Patreon when we make one. Whenever we make one. We'll have something like that in the future. But
I'm just reading over the
And that was called what?
spicier. That was called Green and Gold.
Green and gold.
Gold and Green.
Gold and green.
There's nothing sexy in here. I mean, it's just, there's no sex. Matter of fact, it won't actually specifically write you erotic.
No. It will if you pay a membership. It'll do
Oh, will
like
it?
shit like that, but I'm pretty sure.
I want Sherlock Holmes and Watson gay porn. Dude, the amount of fucking, it's an alarming amount of Sherlock Holmes and Watson gay porn out there. After the show Sherlock came out with Benedict Cumberbatch and fucking Martin Freeman as Watson, there was like a fuck ton of, they're like, they need to be gay. Anyway, guys, I think that's all for story time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, thumbs up it, and please subscribe. Tanner, you got anything more for us? Don't show that. I drew this.
No, I didn't.
Anyway, till next time, I'm Will.
I'm Tanner.
This is ScareMetender story time.
Absolutely.
See you later.
Yep. And guys, don't forget to check out some of our other stuff. We do investigations of the paranormal variety, and we also have a comedy podcast where we just like to shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Pretty much riff for about an hour.
Yeah.
The schedule has been indeterminate, but right now we're changing it to monthly.
But if this is your first time watching, there's a shit ton of content we put out at this point.
Absolutely.
And by the time this is posted, there'll be more. And we should have our investigation where we return back to Alice Flagg's grave. So be checking that out.
Well said.
And if you subscribe, you'll get all the notifications. So
Awesome.
do that.
And if you like the content, leave a like, leave a comment.
Yeah, let us know. If you hate it, leave a comment.
All of the ancient YouTube gurus tell you to like and comment, or the call to action.
Yeah.
They say it midway, but fuck it, we're doing it at the end, baby.
Well, previously we would do it.
Right at the beginning. Well, you would fucking throw it in either way. Have a good night.
Yeah, see ya. That was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Green and gold. Yeah, I just typed